A little notebook for me?
No.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist, so what better place to be than here with me. I don't really want to write in this one, but that's okay.
It's not back there, so.
It is. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday.
No, it's not.
Good morning. Write it right here.
That is not enough space.
I just want that. I just want that. Great morning, Miss Valerie. Great. Rosie, why don't you say good morning while I write this down?
Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are having a good morning.
And how are you today?
I haven't. Okay.
You're not having a good morning?
It hasn't been a full day.
I said, how are you doing this morning?
You said today.
Well, it's been you woke up bright and early, so it's been a full day.
No, it hasn't. That doesn't make sense.
Yes, it is.
Don't forget, color guard stuff is on Friday and Saturday.
Really? I got stuff to do on Saturday.
And Lily's party.
I have a girl who thinks I'm her mother. So I have 4 girls who I kind of mentor. I've been mentoring Godly. 2 of them I've been mentoring for since 2008. And then the other one used to be one of my employees. And she's graduating from nursing school. So she gave me an invite to her graduation. Good morning, Margaret. She said good morning, Rosie.
Good morning. Gotta let the sun. Come on.
I'm coming. I had my notes on my phone, and I asked Rosie to write them for me clearly.
No, she didn't. She said, I need you to take a screenshot
of my notes.
Because she was getting on, obviously, the Fearless Morning Show. She said, I need you to take a screenshot. I said, I can't take a screenshot. I can take a picture. A screenshot is on your own phone. And she was like, that doesn't matter. I just want you to write it down. Like,
I just want her to write it down. Good morning, guys. So yeah, one of my adopted, I call them all my children. So she's graduating from nursing school. The other one just got accepted into nursing school. So I have 4 outside girls who call me mama. And one of them used to live with me, and she was grown when she lived with me. She's 30 something now. And this was just 3 years ago? When she went to bed, she came and climbed in the bed with me. Me, Courtney, and Rosie. Me and Courtney and Rosie used to have, we talk at night. And here she would come and get in the bed with us. And I was like, okay, it's time for everybody to go to bed. And they was like, oh, we sleeping with you. So here we are, 4 grown big women in the bed together. She said, Lord, all them words, Rosie. Tell me about it. So, good morning, guys. If you missed the show yesterday, I talked about my book, Fearless Woman, Born to Give Thanks. And I talked about the process and why I am the only Live Past Crazy. I talked about all of that. So if you missed the show on yesterday.
I'm leaving.
Okay, love you.
Wait.
Be peaceful. Give me kisses.
You should not have walked that off.
Love you. Be peaceful. Have a great day. So if you...
I'm going to wait for her to leave.
Okay. So if you missed the show on yesterday, please make sure you... She looks so cute. Make sure you watch it. Okay, can I finish the sentence, or we're going to talk about the little girl?
Ugh, she's so annoying.
the fact that their sweatshirt is longer than their shorts. Yeah. All right. So,
Okay.
the fearless thought for today. And then this boy almost hit her. How about that?
That's probably her boyfriend.
So, the fearless thought for today, y'all. There is a big payoff for playing small. And you getting out?
Yeah.
Okay, love you, be peaceful. There's a big payoff for playing small. When I heard this, I was like, what? Watch the door, because she's not watching you. She's just backing up. Because when the payoff for playing small is that you set the bar so low that you have guaranteed yourself to never brush up against any challenge or up against any objectivity that's not going to stop you. So the payoff for setting small goals, for playing it small, is that you ain't ever gonna be challenged on nothing. Guilty. Oh, I'm so guilty of that. I was listening to a podcast and a person was talking about this, and they said the payoff for playing, there's a big payoff for playing small. There's a big payoff for playing small. You have set the bar so low that you're not going to brush up against any challenges or objectives when you want to achieve what you want to do. So you're not going to say you're going to do you're not going to share your big dreams, or you're not going to set your goals really high because you don't want to achieve them. No. Now that you don't want to achieve them, you don't want any of the friction and the frustration and the things that come along with growth to make those dreams happen. So you set the smaller goal, or you look at the smaller dream, because you know you can almost instantaneously achieve that. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Love you. You look cute today. So there is a big payoff for playing small. When you play, look, I have hair everywhere. When you play small, you are guaranteeing yourself, when you set the bar low, you're guaranteeing yourself that you're not going to brush up against any obstacle and or problems. So what's playing small? So playing small would be, and I'm always using me as Confessions and Conversations as an example. Playing small would be, okay, I'm tired of this job, so let me go find another one just like it or less than, because I know I can get it. I'm not going to apply for a job that's going to require more of me, because then I'm going to require more of myself, and then what am I going to do? Because now I've set the bar high. I've changed the standards for myself and my interaction with people and what they can expect from me. So now that has changed. So now what am I going to do? So there's a big payoff for playing small. When you play small, you don't have to worry about bumping up against nothing. You don't have to, and I mean, you don't have to worry about the challenge. So if I'm looking for the job that I know I can do in my sleep, even though I hate it, I know there's not going to be a challenge there for me. I'm going to be able to do the job with no problem, no distractions, no challenges, no nothing. But if I go for something that's bigger than, then I'm having to change the expectations of myself. Then I am looking at the expectations that others have of me. Then it's a different perspective of what is required. So the payoff for playing small is big. Meaning, if you're going to play small, a lot of us play small and we achieve that small thing and we're like, yeah. And please understand, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's baby steps, and it's the smaller things that equate to the transformation of the bigger things. And we all got to start somewhere. And I am a fan of all baby steps, because sometimes that's what it takes. I'm talking about, are you playing small with everything? Like you ain't even allowing yourself to think that maybe you might possibly want to be someday. I might think about being something different. I'm talking about that. I'm just saying. Why are you allowing yourself to think small? I'm just saying. So here's my solution. The payoff to playing small is big. But I want you to be demanding of some things. I want you to be demanding of what it is that you want to achieve. Yes. So, and I'm a fan of all tiny steps. Lord knows, as a procrastinator, I'm a fan of all steps. I'm a fan of, look, at least I did this. And y'all know how I feel about that word, at least. So I'm a fan of all baby steps. But today on this, this is Miss Margaret on here. It's Working Wednesday. On this Hump Day Wednesday. On this Hump Day Wednesday, be demanding today. Be demanding on yourself. Be demanding on your situation. Be demanding on your dreams. Like, let's demand something. So this lady, and I listen to, I can't even tell you the podcast and the channels and stuff I subscribe to, because when you think differently, your mind, you see different information. So this lady, Abby Wambach, she is a soccer player. Y'all know I love soccer. She's a soccer player, and so she had this quote. Well, it ain't a quote. She was telling this story, how she was playing overseas somewhere else, and how a good coach will, or a good leader will allow other people to play with the ball. They will allow them a chance or opportunity to figure it out. But at some point, when other things are not working, you've got to be demanding. And I ain't going to say the word she said, but she says sometimes you have to say, give me the effing ball, and you have to make it happen. She said at some point you've got to be demanding. And either you're going to be demanding in your life, or you're not going to be demanding and allow other people to tell you when you can have the ball, when you can pass it. So in soccer, you pass the ball with your feet. You can't touch the ball. So unless I was a power forward, so we started the game. So unless somebody passed you the ball, you had to wait. You waited till the ball came. You wait depending on your position. Okay, so I ain't gonna get into soccer. But she said at some point if you're the leader, and as a team, or as the leader of your family, or as the leader of your life, things are not working, you have to say, give me the effing ball, and be demanding about the change that you want to see. You got to be demanding, because other people are putting demands on, and this is my takeaway from it. Other people are putting demands on you all day, every day, right? They are demanding that you come to work. It is that you show up, that you do your work, you get your paycheck, you do this, you do that. And there are demands on you to sit in traffic. There are demands on you to be polite. There are all these demands on you, and you are not going to have any on yourself. You're just going to say okay and submit to all the ones that are presenting themselves to you. Like everybody's demanding something from you except for yourself. So she was like, when are you going to be demanding? And ask for the effing ball. Ask for the ball, right, Margaret, and run. When are you going to ask for the ball and run? At some point, to get in the game, you got to get on the field. And you got to be ready. So there's a big payoff for playing small. When you play small, you stay on the bench and you yell at other people about what they're not doing right from your vantage point. How many of us know somebody like that? They sitting on the bench, but yelling at us, telling us what we're doing wrong when they ain't even broke a sweat yet. How you fixing to tell me how I'm gonna live my life, and you ain't even near attempted to stand up on your own? You ain't attempted to crawl past your situation. You ain't even looking at it, but you have all the strength and energy to be demanding of me from the sidelines to tell me what I'm doing wrong. If you're not in the game, if you're not in there sweating and running up and down that field, and y'all know ain't no timeouts in soccer, there's a halftime. So you're running that ball the whole time. So you telling me what to do, and then at halftime where I got to come and take my breath and rest and rejuvenate myself so I can go out and get in the game, that's when you're going to choose to tell me? Right, Margaret, it's not. So today's fearless thought is, there's a big payoff for playing small. When you play small, you are guaranteed that you're not going to meet any challenge. You're guaranteed. So you may look successful, but it's in your heart of hearts, you know that you're doing the bare. So here it is. And I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it. Sometimes we play small because in the smaller pond, when we play small, it looks big. Because the pond is small, it makes a bigger ripple. But you're still small. And some of us, we don't challenge ourselves. We don't challenge our situation. Because when I'm playing small in a small pond, my challenges are so minute. They are so small that they're not even irritating or bothering me. They're not bad enough for me to demand to want something different. But when you change how you're playing, so I'm playing small, and you know you playing small because you just skating, ain't there challenging. Hey, that's okay. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just offering maybe perhaps a different point of view. So when you change it and you begin maybe to get into a bigger pond and you play a little bit bigger, well, when you in a bigger pond and you play small, the ripple ain't the same. And then when it laps up against you and knocks you upside your head, then you know. And then you're going to become more demanding of it. And then you can see that you can accomplish more than what you thought you could. Some of us stay in a small pond, not because we can't be in a bigger pond. It's because when you get in a bigger pond, bigger things are going to be required of you. More things are going to be required of you. More demands. There's going to be more challenges. Some of us stay in a small pond to appear big because it's easy. We're not going to get in the big pond to change the world. I am my sister's keeper. We're not going to do that because now it's going to demand more of us, and we don't want to work that hard. I don't really want to change the world. I don't really want to, and so I'd rather live with the high life of, ooh, I'm successful and great in a small pond with small things that doesn't cause me any challenges, than to get in the big pond and be more demanding of myself and have more expectations of myself. Yes, exactly. We got to. Absolutely, we got to go somewhere else. And sometimes it takes learning that the hard way. I'm a firm believer. This is JoJo talking from my small town. I'm from North Carolina, small town, just a country girl, right? And I have seen people who were amazing in high school. They were smart. They were the best athletes. But the challenges of the bigger pond seemed overwhelming. So they stayed in the smaller pond to live off past greatness than to get in the bigger pond to be great. Does that make sense? Some of us would rather stay in the smaller pond to live off past greatness than to get in the bigger pond and be great. And to change the world. To be my brother's keeper. To be my sister's keeper. Because everybody is demanding of you right now. Right? It's a demand that you go to work. It's a demand that you show up on time. It's a demand that you take care of your kids. It's a demand. Yes, Shay, they are. And let me read you something about failure. Failure, it makes you wise, brave, and kind. And this lady, she said, you never stop not liking to lose, because fear and losing go hand in hand, because we're afraid that if we put ourselves out there, we're going to lose, right? You never stop not liking to lose. The more you do it, you just lose less because you're learning more things along the way. So I'm always going to be afraid of losing. I'm always going to be afraid of failing. But the more I do what I'm afraid to do, the less the fear is there. The less I lose because I'm doing it more. And the more I'm learning along the way. So I'm always going to be afraid that I may lose. I'm always going to be scared, but I'm always losing less and fear less because I'm doing it more. Does that make sense? Fears makes you wise, brave, and kind. And sometimes, as she said, you got to say, give me the effing ball, and you've got to be demanding about that thing. People are putting demands on you every day to do things you may not necessarily want to do. When are you going to demand things for yourself? But you lose them, right? That's right. And we all are out here to do amazing things. Period. That's still not going to work. The sun is just in my eyes. So the payoff for playing small is big. It's because you set the bar so low that you know that no obstacle that you come up against is really going to bump you. It's not going to rub you the wrong way. You might be jostled, but you can be able to handle it because you set the bar so low. You ain't even really got to participate in life because you can just breeze through it. And that's the payoff for playing small. But when you become demanding and you start to challenge yourself or to think perhaps maybe that there's more or change the pond, some of us rather stay in a small pond and live off past greatness than be in the bigger pond and live off instead of being and live in the big pond and be great. We want to stay in the small pond and live off past greatness instead of getting a big pond and be great. Because you can continue to be great. You can continue to let your light shine. You can continue to be amazing. It doesn't stop just because you stop. But in a bigger pond, if you set bigger goals, the challenges they're different. They hit you a little different. When you set out to do things differently, it's coming for you a little different. It will be. But I promise you, it's all right. You're going to make it. So think about that today, guys. Are you successful because you're in a small pond where everything seems successful? And that's okay. But are you settling? I think that's my main question. Oh, girl. What? They lack courage? Yes. I think we have the courage. Like a couple of weeks ago, I talked about being comfortable with that Noah, the inner you that tells you how to move, and the one that has guided you along the way, and sometimes you listen to and sometimes you don't. I think we have the courage. I think we have that courage when we're with that one friend and who we know is safe to dream with. I think we have the courage when at night when we're by ourselves and we have the courage to just think, to let our mind go and grow, and you have the courage then. I think it is the fear and the society standards of sharing our dreams with others that make us fearful of because at the end of the day, we're all afraid of what people are going to say, how they're going to say it, when they're going to say it, period. And I have come to terms with, they're going to say it when I do it, and they're going to say it when I ain't going to do it. So what am I going to do? Because both outcomes are the same. They're going to talk with me or they're going to talk without me. Meaning they're going to talk if I do and they're going to talk if I don't. So if the outcome of that is the same, I'm the only common denominator, then I'm going to change how I interact with that thing. We have the courage. We can do it. We are amazing. It's just we allow outside things to overtake us. And because, it's scary. Sometimes it's scary. And our courage may be a little shaky. But we got it. Sometimes it's scary to step out there and do something. Some people just think small because they really be there doing something and doing nothing. Sandra, that's all I was trying to say, boo. They at the bare minimum. They doing enough just to get by. That's it. Y'all got hot. Hold on. That's it. They doing just enough to get by. And then they do enough just to get by and then get upset when people demand more. Because I'm always that friend. I'm going to demand more of you because I can see more. I think it's because of perceived right. Yep. And it's that perceived failure that gets it. Because I ain't even, this is a confession conversation. There are times when I feel like, JoJo, you ain't accomplished nothing. You ain't done half of what you said you was going to do. That's why I encourage people to keep a journal, so you can go back and look at the things that you've overcome as a reminder, because sometimes we need that little reminder. And it is that fear of, what if I fail? What if I go out here and I look crazy? We all have that. I don't know. I think it's a good and a bad thing. We fear it, but at the same time, we need it to go forward. Does anybody agree with that? Like, I'm afraid, but I also need that fear to know I can do it. Because if I'm comfortable, if I'm not a little scared to go, like, I want to own a bookstore by the end of this year. I don't know how to do that. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out. And it's that fear that says, ooh, but it's that fear that says, ooh, yeah. And so it feeds me and it makes me scared. But I'm more afraid of what's behind me than what's in front of me. I learned that a long time ago. Because I know what's back there and I don't want to go back there. So, and they have watched other people who try to do it. Yes. And it ain't you. Your failure is not there and their failure is not yours. So, it's not you. I was going to ask, did she want this parking space? But it's not you. Everybody's failure, like she said, you never stop not liking to lose. You never stop liking to fail. It's just that you keep doing it over and over and you lose less and you fail less. And because you've learned things on the way. So that's a professional at some point has always been a beginner. Like, we've all started somewhere. We just became professional as we did it over and over and learned from our mistakes over and over. So today on this Working Wednesday, let's not play small. Let's play big. Think big for today. I'm just saying. Let's get excited. And don't let other people's failures stop you from at least dreaming your dream. Nobody in my family has owned a bookstore before. Me and my mother love to read. My children love to read. None of us have ever owned a bookstore. You are the person that's going to change it for your family. You are the person that's showing your family that there's a different way. There's a different life. But you cannot play small. I want to... Right, Shay. Hey, we don't know. And you going to open that school. Y'all, I'm bending down because the sun is in my eyes. You're going to open that school. And see, here's the thing. And if you've been with me... hey, Michael. If you've been with me for a minute, you know that we can pray for these things, but we got to make room for the answer of the thing. If I keep praying for it and complaining about it and saying what I don't have, then I'm not making room for any of my answers. Let me give you this example, and then I'm going to close out the show. So yesterday I talked about my book, Fearless Woman Born to Give Thanks, book 1 and book 2. So in book 2, Transition to Freedom, I talk about how no attorney would help me against my domestic violence case. No attorney would help me because they was like, oh my Lord, he's crazy. No. So this right here is where you find out this is where the rubber meets the road. Okay. I knew some things and I knew I didn't. And this is where my quote comes in. Don't let what you don't know interfere with Don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. John Wooden, basketball coach. I'm a basketball fanatic. Go Tar Heels. So what that quote says, don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. That simply means, JoJo, if you focus on what you can do, what you don't know, it has to come to pass because it opens up the way. So I couldn't find an attorney that was going to work for me. Nobody wanted to take my case. Number one, I didn't have the money to pay an attorney. Number two, after I told them my story, they was like, yeah, he's crazy, so we're not going to help you because we think he's going to come back and kill us, so no. So here I am. I need an attorney, and nobody in the city of Raleigh is willing to help me. What do I do? And it was at that point, I remember that quote, and I said, let me focus on what I can do. What I can do, and let's go with facts only. I already have 2 degrees. I had a degree in English and one in business. So surely, number one, I'm not as dumb as he said I was. North Carolina! So maybe I'm not as dumb as he says I am. Number 2, I can read. Number 3, the internet is my friend. So what did I do? I worked at IBM at the time. And for all my IBM friends, y'all, please forgive me. My time, and because I'm a fast typer, my work never suffered. I was the case manager, and because I could type fast, I could make up my work in a span of time that most folk couldn't do it. Anyway, I spent my time researching the laws of North Carolina. I researched the laws. I printed them out. I made notebooks. I went to the courthouse, and I asked every question. And if you didn't want to help me, I would ask somebody else. And I always went up there with the nicest, sweetest attitude. I don't care what anybody said to me. I was always going to smile because what I wanted, the end result of what I wanted was the answer that you had. And I wasn't taking no for an answer. So by hook or crook, you was going to tell me what I needed to know. So after I read the law books, after I printed them out, after I made a notebook and I made notes and I went to the courthouse and I filled out the paperwork, after I was strategic about focusing on what I did know, what I did not know, then opened the door because I was so busy doing what I knew to do. Like, I'm not stupid. I can read and I can research. Right, Sandra? Exactly. Set new goals for yourself and your family because you are the spokesperson for your family. And so once I did that, y'all, let me tell you something. If you ain't read book 2 or book 1, go read it. Because I'm leaving you right here with the cliffhanger. Not only did I do all the paperwork and all the things, I went to court and represented myself because nobody would do it for me. And I won the case. Don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. What I could do is read. I knew I could research some things. I was an English major. We write all the time. So I focused on what I could do. I focused on that. And what I couldn't do showed itself to me because I made room for it to be so. That was the first time. The second time I had to go to court, I did all the things I knew to do, and finally an attorney helped me, and all the attorney had to do was read from the paper that I wrote for her, and she was in and out in less than 5 minutes. She was like, you did all the work for me. There was nothing. She was like, I read directly from your paper. Don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Focus today on thinking big. If you're setting that bar small, there's a big payoff for thinking small because you're going to accomplish. There's not going to be any friction. You're going to just, as Sandra said, or was it Sandra or Shay, just getting by. I think it was Sandra said that. You just getting by. It ain't no big requirement of you. I'm just saying. It ain't no big requirement of you. Today, think big. Don't think about what you can't do. Use John Wooden's quote. It's in book 1. Don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Think about that. What can you do today? Focus on that. If Shay, you open up a school, she working on her fundraising, she getting it together. That's things she can do. And as she works, the answer will come. The answer will make room for it. But you can't fill up the room. Like it says, this girl just got naked right here in the parking lot. She in her panties. Like, This is high school, y'all. Okay, well, good morning. So in the Bible, it says your gift will make room for you. Right, you got to have that faith of a mustard seed. It says your gift will make room for you. But if the room is full of complaining and I don't knows, and if your room is full of people who are filling your room with negative talk and negative, you can't do this and you can't do that. If your room is full of nothing but negativity, please tell me where your gift's supposed to go. Please tell me where your blessing's supposed to go. Because ain't no room for it. Because it's filled with everything else. At some point, my brothers and my sister, you got to make room for what you want. That means you got to cut something out. You got to let something go. If it's a negative friend, a negative relationship, a negative job, whatever it is, you know what it is. You got to make room for what you want. You can't pray, Jesus make a way, roll around in the floor, ask for the holy oil, have the hands lay on you. And then you're going to pick your crazy right back up. And then you have more faith in the fact that your crazy going to continue than you do in the fact that you're going to have an answer to what you want. How that work? Right. Shay was all the way right. We got to have faith, honey. And with that faith, you got to have room to receive it. And if your room is filled with everything else, where it's supposed to go? Where it's supposed to go. So today, think big. Challenge yourself. Set the bar a little bit higher today. Just a tad bit. Challenge yourself today on this working Wednesday, hump day Wednesday. As the Amy says, ask for the effing ball today. Be demanding. That's right. Be discerning. Exactly. Rosie gave me this title, and I will always give her credit. She says I'm a space giver. And a space giver is simply a person, and this is my own definition after she gave it to me. We all want to feel safe with sharing our dreams and our goals with somebody. That's all anybody in this world wants. Even those who are playing small, even those who are just barely getting by, they have big goals and dreams. They are just afraid to share it. Right. Just keep going. And everybody has that moment of, man, I got the best idea. We're all millionaires in our heads. We just haven't shared it with the right person yet to make it happen. So we're always looking for that safe place, that safe person to share our thoughts and our dreams with. So here it is. This is your safe place to share all your dreams with. I am your space giver. We just want the space and to be able to share it and for it to be safe and know that it's not going to be attacked. It's not going to be thought of as crazy. It's going to be nurtured. It's going to be given love and water to grow. I am your space giver. That's what I'm here for. And that's what your purpose partners are here for. If you don't have a purpose partner, you need to find one. I did a whole video. Go over to YouTube, type in Fearless Morning Show, and there's a show labeled Purpose Partners. Find out what I'm looking for in purpose partners, because what I'm looking for is what I'm willing to give. And the same has got to be for you. If you're looking for purpose partners, somebody's going to celebrate you for real and not behind your back. That somebody's going to challenge you to help take what you see here to help you see it here. I'm just saying you need them purpose partners. So, all right, guys, I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. I hope this has helped somebody. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, please make sure you send them over to YouTube to the Fearless Morning Show. Simply type in Fearless Morning Show. We have over 300 shows over there. You can binge watch them all. Yesterday I talked about my books. Yesterday was World Book Day. Why didn't nobody tell me that? But you can grab, if you go to livepastcrazy.com, all 3 of my books are on there. Fearless Woman, Born to Give Thanks, Transition of Freedom. And the third one is God Says I Am Battle Scar Free. And that's just a lot of authors together in one book. And then if you want I Am My Sister's Keeper t-shirt, if you go to livepastcrazy.com under the store, they are available over there, because I am my sister's keeper. I am a firm believer that if I can help one sister, because women, we change our families. Women, we change our communities. Please understand. If I can help one woman, she can change her family, who will change her community, and we will change the world. Thank you, Mike. Michael, I appreciate you. I'm going to get you a t-shirt made just for yourself. I am my brother's keeper. You're the only... If there's other men on here, y'all please say something, because usually it's just women. And these topics are for men and women alike. It's not gender specific at all. Because I'm the only Live Past Crazy specialist. What better place to be than here with me? And I'm trying to help everybody live past crazy, because the steps are real. So thank you, Michael. I'm going to get you I Am My Brother's Keeper t-shirt. I'm working on it. Hold fast. For right now, Michael, you holding it down for the men. We appreciate you, dog. All right, guys. Hope you have an amazing Wednesday. Yes, please. Long as you, my quote or his quote, long as you just give the right person the credit. Shay, I got you, boo. Please make sure you share the video, because sharing is caring. I greatly appreciate all of you guys showing up every morning to be here with me, because who am I? I'm just JoJo from Forest City, North Carolina. Because, but I know crazy, and I know what it's like to have that dream locked up in you, that thought, that idea that I've got to stop this. Amen, Sandra. I'm glad. You my girl. I miss you, Sandra. I know what that feeling is like, and I don't want anybody to continue on like that and think that you have to stay like that. I am your space giver. This is your free space. And if you want to talk about it, I promise it doesn't have to be an awkward conversation. All you have to say is, JoJo, I got an idea. And I promise I'm going to take it from there. So please make sure that if you have any thoughts or ideas that you want to share. She can have my parking space, ma'am. I guess she kept going. Any thoughts or ideas you want me to cover or share, please let me know. I will be glad to cover them for you. If you have any questions for me, please say. And for those, y'all, I owe y'all some books. I said I was giving out the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I got 4 books I've got to send off. I promise I'm going to send those off to you. Thank you for being patient with me, because I said I was giving those away. So they will be coming soon. Remember, I Am My Sister's Keeper t-shirts are available at livepastcrazy.com. Please make sure you share the video, because sharing is caring. Have an amazing Wednesday, and I will see you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.